This is my story. I was always surrounded by Christian people, places, and ideals. It was and still is an amazing place to grow up in and be currently in as I expand my knowledge and desire for the Lord. My family always encouraged me to go to church, youth group, and occasional mission trips. I really did like doing each of those things because of the amazing experiences, friends I made, and seeing God's work. My grandfather was a pastor, and all the cousins used to love to go to the back of the church and at the end of the service and shake the congregation's hands. We thought we were so cool to have the privilege to do that task with our grandfather. He was a great man and was adored by all of his family. Family has always been a high priority in my life. My grandfather was diagnosed with T-cell lymphoma when I was 9 years old. It was a really hard time for me because at that age I hadn't endured many hardships. My grandfather was a pastor and a missionary for 10 years in Papua New Guinea. He lived his whole life for God, and this is how he repays him. This is the first time in my life that I remember where I started doubting God and kept asking why he was doing this to my family. When he died in January of 2008, it was really hard, but because of my family's strong faith, we made it through and I saw God's plan and purpose through the tragedy. I still get sad and mad sometimes because of the amount of time and events my grandfather missed, but then I realized the blessing of the time we had together and that I got to know an amazing man of God. Now on to high school, where I love to go to youth group at church, but mainly for the friends. I 100% knew I believed in God and that he sent his son to die on the cross to save us from our sins. I love singing and praising his awesomeness, but I didn't invest time to have a personal relationship with God and spending quiet time with him until I came to college and was taken in by amazing godly women who inspired me to pursue the greatest relationship you will ever experience. I'm so thankful God brought them and the crew ministry into my life. In high school, I put a lot of my time and effort into school and sports. I cared more than I cared to admit about what people thought of me, if I was good enough at sports, pretty enough, smart enough, and even nice enough so that I would look like a good Christian. I have also realized how much of a perfectionist I am when it comes to certain things like school. It's hard for me to accept getting anything less than an A, and that puts a ton of pressure on myself. I want to control everything, but God is the only one who can do that. I don't have to perform to perfection in school or sports because Jesus already performed for me. I had a wonderful 4 years in high school, but it wasn't as spiritually fulfilling as my year and a half at Eau Claire has been. God is the only one that can truly satisfy and say that I am enough. My faith has always been strong, but my desire to know God personally has increased this past year and allowed me to more fully trust in his plan for me. This summer, I will be applying to go to a summer mission to North Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. God spoke to me during Kuru Fall Retreat and broke my heart for unreached people in the world. I feel God calling me to go and share the amazing gospel because Jesus is worth it. My life is his and I'll follow wherever he leads. God works in amazing ways. Thanks for listening.